Let's get straight to the top story this evening. In a big relief for those who don't have Aadhaar, or for those who haven't yet linked the unique ID to various services, the Supreme Court has pushed the deadline for Aadhaar linkages indefinitely. The March 31st deadline has been extended as the Constitution bench of the Apex Court continues to hear the Aadhaar matter. Remember, the government had earlier told the Supreme Court that it might considering extending that March 31st deadline for linking Aadhaar to services like bank accounts and mobile numbers. Let's understand the implication of this. Nikhil Pava of Media Nama, who has been tracking this space very closely, is here to join in on the phone line. Nikhil, what is the impact on customers largely? This is something that I think on a daily basis I hear 10 people ask me, have you linked your mobile or your SIM card, or are our services going to be completely disconnected if we don't link it? So how much of a relief is this for customers?
I think this is a major relief for customers because there are two types of people. There are people like me who don't have an Aadhaar, and then there are people who have an Aadhaar but don't want to link it to everything because it's risky, it's a security risk, it potentially compromises them. So I think for those people who are fed up with being asked to link and don't want to link, this is a major relief. For people like me who are worried that, the time it would take to actually get an Aadhaar if I was forced to, there was the potential risk of getting locked out of my bank account, of getting of my mobile phone being shut down, and essentially what the lawyers in the Supreme Court are calling a civil debt, which is that Aadhaar has a potential that if it can be cancelled, because the UIDAI under the Aadhaar Act can cancel it for any reason they may deem necessary, it can lead to a civil debt where all of your services become inaccessible because they decide to cancel your Aadhaar.
Okay.
So I think this is a big relief for all of us.
Okay, but again, this has been extended till there is a clarity on what the Constitution bench has to say.
Yes.
The fact of the matter, Nikhil, is that they are currently studying the constitutional validity of the scheme in itself on the touchstone of the fundamental right to privacy. Do you think this extension in any way suggests which way the court is heading towards?
No, I don't actually, because look, I don't think I'm going to take the risk of second-guessing the Supreme Court, and the centre still hasn't argued its case yet.
Yeah.
But the primary worry is that there is this what was in the fundamental right to privacy judgment was that citizens have the right to informational self-determination, that they should have the right to give their data where they want, when they want, but it should be their choice. By making Aadhaar mandatory for things, it's no longer a choice, it's a compulsion. And so therefore the state is forcing us to give our data to them. And the game that's being played is that your and my personal data is being converted into a public asset. Yeah. And then that's being privatized with credit companies and insurance companies thereafter. Right? So we should have the right to prevent that from happening. And I hope the Supreme Court realizes that, this is going to be making history, whatever they decide. And so our rights should not be taken away. Our choice shouldn't be taken away, no matter what they decide.
Absolutely. And that has been your stance from the beginning, Nikhil. You've always talked about how the mandatory aspect is something that you would be against, and many people do agree with you. My last question, from a purely, again, customer point of view, how long would we need? A, for customers who don't have an Aadhaar, and B, for customers who do have. What would the window be that once at all there is a clarity on when this is being extended to? How long would we need?
No, I don't think there should be a window in the first place, in the sense that it shouldn't be mandatory, and we should have a choice of whether we want to link it or not. Yeah. If you want to go and get an Aadhaar, go and get one. If you want to link it, link it. If you don't want to do either of those things, it should be your choice. So I don't think there should be a window no matter what the judgment comes out. It should just not be mandatory.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much, Nikhil, for taking us through a quick perspective on this very, very crucial issue. So if you do not have an Aadhaar card or haven't linked it with your bank account, no need to worry. It has been extended indefinitely, at least